The woman involved in an altercation with Binghamton grad and Georgia Bulldogs wide receiver Colby Young now wants the charges against him dropped. That's according to an affidavit provided by Young's Georgia-based attorney, Kim Steffens. The affidavit stated that the woman retracted her statement to the police and said he did not injure her in any way or commit any act of violence, and requested that the charges against him be dismissed. Young was arrested in early October for battery and assault of an unborn child. At the time, Young was booked by the Athens-Clarke County Police Department and later released on a $3,800 bond. Steffens said Young should be allowed to return to Bulldog team activities.